What's up, y'all? This T.O. And today, we got my first time going to federal prison. Alright, so look, they came and got me from DC jail, sent me down Warsaw. Warsaw is like a holding jump for, DC, where DC inmates go, to be held for a couple days. So they send you to your spot, wherever you going at. So, they end up coming to get us. Like that, you know what I'm saying? They sent us to the little aircraft jump, you know what I'm saying? You could call it like, airport, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? They sent us there. Whole bunch of inmates, you know what I'm saying? Planes and stuff, different jail buses, to get to your spot, wherever you going at. So, mind you, on that bus, they'll tell you where you going at, you know what I'm saying? So, some dudes asking, where I'm going at. Blase, you know what I'm saying? So, I asked where I was going at. They told me, pal, you going to Cumberland FCI. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? So my co-defendant, he was wondering where he was going at, being those be co-defendants, you know what I'm saying? So he like, where McBride going to? That's my co-defendant last name. His last name McBride. Like, where I'm going to, they like, oh, you going to Canaan, Canaan Penn. So he like, he just like making a scene about it. He like, why my co-defendant going to Cumberland and I'm going to Canaan, you know what I'm saying? This is first time catching a DC jump. So they like, that's where you going at, you know what I'm saying? You going to Canaan Penitentiary and he's going to Cumberland FCI. Long story short, me and him dap up, hug, I love you, bruh, all that here and there, you know what I mean? So, long story short, we hop on the bus. We going our way to Cumberland. So, we get to Cumberland. We get in the, we getting processed in and all that. We all in a little bullpen jump. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole process, though. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward that, though. They sent us all out to the compound, you know what I'm saying? By the time we got there, the compound about to get locked down in probably about another 45 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So when we get on our unit, you know what I'm saying, we only got a little bit of time to be out. So when we get there, we got our bedroll, you know what I'm saying? Our bag, shit like that. So, I come on the unit. My unit was B1. Anybody been to Cumberland, they know, how the unit set up. I was on B1 unit. So I get on the unit, you know what I'm saying? So when I walk on the unit, I'm just thinking to myself, like, what type of junk this about to be? Like, emotions is running high, you know what I'm saying? So, nervousness in me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking like, what type of junk this about to be. So I get there, I come in with my bedroll. Mind you, it's like, I want to say 4 or 5 other dudes with me that's new to the jump. So, we all come in the jump. First we was in the side port waiting. Then the CO finally unlocked the door, let us in. So we come in the jump. They tell me what cell I'm going to. So I got my shit with me, you know what I'm saying? Got my bedroll like this. Looking for the cell I supposed to be in. It's a rock of dudes on the unit, you know what I'm saying? So, we new guys, so everybody looking, you know what I'm saying? That's how it always is when you in jail, you know what I'm saying? When you come to a new jump, when you new, you know what I'm saying? Everybody be looking when you in a side port, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out, like, where you from, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I come on the jump. I'm trying to find the cell that I supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? I find the cell that I supposed to be in, put my stuff in the cell, you know what I'm saying? Start making my bed, shit like that. Because prior to going to the feds, I always was the type of guy, to when I'm new to a cell, make my bed up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do that, come out the cell. You know what I'm saying? Kind of nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because I never been in a federal prison before. I just always, been up a Marlboro. And prior to going to the feds, this is my first time being locked up in D.C. jail. So, I never been to the feds, so I'm trying to, figure out how it is and, shit like that. So, put my shit out, come out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just standing right there, on the tier. Couple homies walk up to me. When I say homies, that mean dudes where I'm from. That mean DC guys. You know what I'm saying? They come up to me. You know what I'm saying? Where you from? Da 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 da. All that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? A dude named Fat Ock from Chopper City. You know what I'm saying? He giving me the rundown on the junk, how it is and how it's set up. All that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Asked me what cell I was in, all that. I let him know all that. You know what I'm saying? Still, at this point, I'm still thinking to myself, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of junk this is, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, I ain't going for nothing. But I still got them, emotions, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what you walking into, so you still blind to, where you at because you never been there before. You know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Fat Art get to giving me the rundown on how the joint is and shit like that. He get to telling me about commissary when we go to. He told me that, I'd be able to go to commissary the next day because I just got down there first time shopping. It's a thing that's called first time shopping. Anybody been to the feds, they know what first time shopping is. That means you get to go to a commissary any day because you just got there. You know what I'm saying? So, I get on the phone, call my family, shit like that. Get my money sent Western Union to me, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, we was out for a minute, just chilling, trying to figure it out, shit like that. We end up getting locked down probably about 35, 40 minutes. Boom. We get locked down. I'm in a cell with a dude named Big Swole. Big Swole been down for probably about 20-something years at the time. You know what I'm saying? Big Swole was my celly, so, we locked down. When we locked down, me and Big Swole talked for a minute. He asked me what part of the city I'm from, shit like that. He told me, like, I got a knife in the cell. If the COs ever shake the cell down, woody woo, he gonna take his charge and shit like that. He asked me, can I keep the sink dry? If you ever been to the feds, like a lot of guys, they don't like for they sink to be, still had water in and shit like that. So, he basically what he was asking me, like, if I use the sink, make sure I use the rag to dry the sink out, shit like that, Dudes that been down, they stand on that type of shit. So, telling me shit like that, We talked for a minute, wrapped it up. Then, I ended up getting in my bunk. I was on the top bunk. He was on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Big Swole didn't sleep with no mattress. Big Swole ain't had no mattress. Big Swole sleep on the metal. Big Swole sleep on the metal, you hear me? Big Swole make his motherfucking bed up, right? He put like a couple little blankets right there. Put a little blanket over him, got his little pillow. He don't sleep with no mattress. Big Swole do not believe in sleeping with a mattress. He say it's better for his back to sleep on the metal, right? So I found that weird. I ain't never seen no shit like that, right? So I'm thinking to myself on the top bunk, like, damn, this nigga ain't got no mattress. You know what I'm saying? But kind of find a couple days later, I finally asked him because, curiosity, right? So I asked him, like, why you don't use a mattress? He like, it's better for his back and all that. Big Swole, Big Swole ain't sleep with no mattress, man. So, you know what I'm saying? He had the prayer rug on his bunk and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But Big Swole ain't sleep with a mattress. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Big Swole get to telling me, like, the next day, about 5-something, 6-something in the morning. I forget exactly what it was, but, early in the morning, he like, they gonna call y'all for laundry. All the new dudes that just got down here, they gonna call y'all for laundry for y'all to come down there and get y'all tan khakis, shit like that. So, I end up laying down, Big Swole was playing his MP3 play out loud. Like, he had that, like, these amp joints. So the music from his MP3 player play out loud. So I was pretty much comfortable, you know what I'm saying? He had the music playing out loud, so, you know, I was on the top bunk, you know, listening to the music, just laying there, you know, reflecting, thinking about my life, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So, end up falling asleep, so time come, you know, in the morning for us, you know, the new guys to go to the laundry to know, you know what I'm saying, go get our shit, you know what I'm saying? So, I end up, you know, getting up. Big Swole told me, like, man, it's time for you to walk up there, go get your laundry and shit like that, you know, our khakis and all that. So I walked up there, ended up seeing all the dudes that came with me down there in the laundry jump, you know what I'm saying, for us to get all our shit. So ended up getting my shit, you know what I'm saying, ate breakfast and all that. Ended up going back to the unit, you know what I'm saying. And when you get to breakfast is like the spot, when you new to a fair spot, breakfast is the spot where you see everybody and everybody see you. So when you get to breakfast, everybody know that you down there from seeing you at breakfast, and you see everybody else. Whether you know dudes or you don't, everybody see you. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to breakfast, you know, I seen a couple dudes that I know, you know what I'm saying? And dudes seen me, you know what I'm saying? You know, rocker, what you down here for and all that. What you know what I mean? That type of shit. So went to breakfast, you know, ate my breakfast, went back to the unit, you know what I'm saying, and got back to the unit, you know what I'm saying? Got back to the unit, just was chilling out, you know what I'm saying? I ended up going to commissary later on that day. I got money sent from my family, went to commissary first time shopping, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, but you know, my first time going, you know what I'm saying, I ain't know what to expect. I heard a lot of stories about the feds, you know what I'm saying? Because prior to that, I never been to the feds. I've been like the Upper Marlboro, DC jail, shit like that, but I never been to the feds, so I ain't know what to expect. I ain't know what I was walking into, you know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of stories about the feds, how stabbings be taking place, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit, so I ain't know what I was walking to, but my first time going to the feds, I was nervous, you know what I'm saying? Curious, and just ain't know what I was walking into, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never been there, so I ain't know what to expect. But my first time going to the feds, it wasn't a bad experience. I wouldn't say that. Like, I pretty much adapted to my situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's other homies who going, you know, guide you on, you know, what goes on and how to move and how to operate. But I must say this part, right? I ain't gonna leave this part out, right? Probably like my second day, right, when we came out, I ended up going upstairs, going in the TV room and watching TV. I think the news was on. So I'm watching TV, right? So a dude walked in there, bald head dude with a beard, you know what I mean? Buff dude. He walked in there, he like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from DC. He like, nah, y'all TV room downstairs, you heard? So I'm like, I'm looking at him like, he like, yeah. He broke it down to me. He like, yeah, like this a New York TV room. You know what I'm saying? New York and a couple Philly dudes being here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So I leave out the TV room. I go downstairs. We had DC had two TV rooms. So I goes to downstairs. I go to the TV room on the right. So I go in the TV room. So when I go in the TV room, I kind of was like confused. So my facial expressions probably was giving like a little thrown off. So one of the homies was like, "What's up? You alright?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm alright." I'm like, "Man, dude upstairs just tell me, like, you know, I can't be in this TV room." He like, "Nah, jumps upstairs. That's a New York jump. You know what I'm saying? The one on the left side, that's like Serrano jump, some shit like that." So I'm like, why? He like, yeah. He broke it down to me like, certain TV rooms is for, you know, certain, you know, cars and shit like that. I never knew nothing about cars or nothing like that because, you know, man, I'm coming from DC jail. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, all right. I start catching on. I'm like, all right. So Downstairs, the TV room on the left and the right, them our TV rooms, motherfuckers from DC, you know what I'm saying? DMV, should I say. And the ones upstairs, one from New York, one Serrano, so I started getting. But then you got TVs on the floor, on the tier, like just on the floor, you know what I'm saying? And them Jones, you know, you got the Muslim Jones. You know, you got different Jones, you know what I'm saying? But that was another experience that I had to face, like, you know, going into a TV room not knowing that it's a New York TV room, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know, like, you only could go in specific joints, but I started to catch on, you know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, I started to get a hang of it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ended up all working out, you know what I'm saying? I started to learn, started to catch on. You know what I'm saying? How the feds run. You know what I'm saying? Car, you know, you stay with your car where you from. You know what I'm saying? You only watch your car TV. You know what I'm saying? Your TV. So wherever you from, that's the TV you watch. You know what I'm saying? You from DC, Florida, North Carolina. Wherever you from, that's the TV you watch. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the TV room or just TV out on the tier, that's the TV you watch. Wherever you from, you know what I'm saying? You can't come to the feds and just go in any TV room or watch any TV just post up. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? The feds is real geographical. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. That was my experience, my first time going to the feds. You know what I'm saying? Emotions running high. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what I'm stepping into. Not knowing, you know, but I still had the mindset of, you know, because I just come from DC jail. You know what I'm saying? Over DC jail, you know, I was working. I was bumping my bump. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going for nothing. So I still had the mindset of, I ain't going for nothing. But just you stepping into an unfamiliar place, it just sparked your antennas and had you thinking like, you know what I'm saying? A little nervousness, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing what you're going into, but that's my first time going to federal prison. It's T.O., y'all, and I'm out.